Ferrari's full upgrade package for this weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix has finally been revealed, and it is an extremely extensive one, with changes taking place across numerous areas of the SF25. And of course, a lot of hopes for the rest of the season now rest on this upgrade package, because if it does not work, they might as well kiss goodbye to any chance of either championships this season. Now, what exactly does this upgrade package consist of? Well, we're going to see a reshaped tunnel floor, including a diffuser, updates to the rear ring, and this potentially could be the beam ring as well being included, and new rear brake duct assembly. Now, all of these upgrades are all aiming at doing a couple of things for the SF25 moving forward. Now, what are those? Well, before we get into that, I just want to give a big shout out to everyone that watches my videos, subscribes, leave comments, and all of that sort of thing. I thoroughly enjoy reading your comments and interacting with you all. So if you want to join in on the fun here on F1 Unraveled, do hit the subscribe button down below. Right, let's get back on with what Ferrari are looking to achieve from these upgrades. Now, essentially, with this considerable package, it is aimed at two things: stability and drivability of the SF25 moving forward. This is over outright downforce or load on the car. Essentially, Ferrari have estimates that they are running a little over 3 millimeters higher above the ground of all of the Formula 1 circuits than they wish to be. And this is absolutely critical with regards to this SF25 package that they conceived and designed over the winter period. And this is all to do because the rear end of the SF25 and the concept of it needs to drop down at higher speeds to achieve the desired stability through the high-speed corners, and this is how the car generates its kind of downforce, stability and drivability. Now, as we've seen across the opening 3 races of this season, the car in its current package before Bahrain is just not able to achieve that for any stretch of a Grand Prix weekend, particularly so on high fuel. Now, when we saw a sprint race in China with Lewis Hamilton being on pole position, he was very much able to continue and stay in that pole position and go on to win the sprint race. And that was because, of course, the fuel loads within the SF25 are nowhere near the 100 kilograms that a whole Grand Prix race distance would have to be. And therefore, the mitigating circumstances of the current specification of SF25 did not have such a huge bearing on the issues that they have. And as such, the car was able to stay within its kind of working window that the engineers would like it to be in. Now, it's also been revealed in the Auto Racer article where all this information has come from that Ferrari have, with the current issues they have, lose around 20 load points on their car, which is an important amount to be losing over that of your rivals. And of course, with the team now finally going back to Bahrain, there is already a huge amount of data from pre-season testing where they would have probably first spotted these issues, and they can then use that as a back-to-back comparison by what they bring onto the SF25 for this particular Bahrain Grand Prix. They will be able to use what they saw in pre-season testing, measure it up with what they now collect data-wise from the newly revised SF25 in Leclerc and Hamilton's hands throughout the practice sessions, particularly practice 1 and 2. It's imperative that they run into no issues in those opening 2 practice sessions and can gather all of the data that they need, both on low and high fuel runs throughout those sessions. If they can do that, they will be able to correlate and see whether they've been able to alleviate the issues that the SF25 has had up until this weekend's Grand Prix. And from there, they will be able to then start to fine-tune the car, bring more performance and extract the maximum ability of that car throughout a Grand Prix situation. And therefore, that should see the competitiveness of the Ferrari team as a whole increase. Now, this of course is something we do not know, and it's the numbers. How much is this going to bring in terms of like lap time for the two drivers? That is something we won't know until the end of the Grand Prix. And it could be that they jump from the 4th quickest team all the way to 2nd quickest team, and perhaps within the realms of being able to challenge McLaren at this particular weekend, and of course moving forward, because the more time you spend with a package, the better you understand it and the needs out of the setup and the working window of the newly revised SF25. So even if they don't hit the maximum performance out of the cars this weekend, it is going to be a hugely important learning weekend across this Bahrain Grand Prix. Whatever they do, and if it's positive, they will be able to kind of back up they will be able to back up what they learned from this weekend and take it into all the following ones, and it should get better and better. And then from there, they can decide whether they want to put any more time, effort and resources into this SF25, or completely switch it off and turn all of their attention to 2026 and the upcoming major rule changes to Formula 1. Right guys, I am going to wrap this video up here. Hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, do leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all with another Formula 1 video tomorrow. Catch you all then.